Hi folks, it's Farmer Tom here, and today I'm planting out some of my seedlings in my vegetable garden, and I've got some lovely tomatoes and some pumpkins and some sweet peppers, some broccoli and all sorts. But I want to tell you about the Three Sisters, and I will be employing this ancient technique of planting, the Three Sisters. And the Three Sisters are three different plants that are planted together, and they all provide help to each other in different ways. So the first of the Three Sisters that I'm going to plant is this. This is sweetcorn. So if we plant her just here. The first issue today was that my trowel is broken, so I'm going to go old school, just make a little hole in the ground myself. It's sweetcorn. Now the sweetcorn is a lovely plant. I hope you all like sweetcorn. It grows up nice and tall and straight. And the sweetcorn's a fantastic plant. It tastes delicious and very healthy for you. So the sweetcorn is going to grow incredibly tall. Now, a plant that needs the sweetcorn to grow tall, it needs something to grow up, is our climbing bean. So whilst they're about the same size at the moment, the sweetcorn will grow up really quite quickly, and the climbing bean will grow up the sweetcorn, and the sweetcorn will provide some structure for the bean to be on. Now, what does the sweetcorn get out of this? Well, the climbing bean is a legume, and they fix nitrogen. So that means they take nitrogen from the atmosphere and they put it into the soil. They have little root nodules, and they use bacteria, and they will put nitrogen into the soil. And nitrogen is one of the things that the sweetcorn needs to grow. So there they are, helping out each other. The sweetcorn's providing the frame for the bean to climb up, and the bean's providing the nitrogen that the sweetcorn needs to grow, the fertilizer. But one of the things that both these plants will struggle with is competition from weeds. So we're going to put a third plant into the mix here. I'm going to find myself a lovely butternut squash. Now the butternut squash is a lovely plant. You all like a bit of butternut squash. I am a big fan of the butternut squash. I'm going to plant her. I don't know if it's her, it might be him. I'm going to plant it just here. Now the butternut squash will do a great job of covering the ground. So it'll grow, it'll put large leaves out, it'll shade the ground to stop the weed seeds growing, and it'll also benefit from the nitrogen that the climbing bean is fixing into the soil. So here you have the Three Sisters. You have the sweetcorn, which is providing a lovely big frame for the bean to climb up. The bean is providing nitrogen for both the sweetcorn and for the squash or the pumpkin. The pumpkin's covering the ground to stop the weeds competing with the other two. So those are the Three Sisters. It's a practice that's been that was practiced in the Americas by the early tribes. So they use this planting technique, and it might be something that you want to use at home. And as farmers, we're starting to use this more and more in the field, the idea of putting different plants together. So this year we planted with our rapeseed, our canola, we put some clover in with that, which helps to cover the ground, but also helps to provide nitrogen to the rapeseed as well. So we're starting to think about this in farming. But that is what the Three Sisters are. These are the Three Sisters. You've met them this morning, and that's how they work. We'll check back in a few weeks to see what happens. The other thing, a slight variation on this I'm going to do is later on today, instead of the climbing bean, I'm going to use a sweet pea. So the sweet pea does the same thing. It's a legume, but instead of providing beans, it'll provide a lovely bit of colour in the garden. So I'll have my sweet corn, I'll have a sweet pea, and then I'll have my squash. Although I've got some pumpkins, so I might do that as well. So we can really mix it up, but we can use the same techniques. So wherever you are, I hope the sun is also shining for you, and we'll check in and see how these Three Sisters are doing in a few weeks' time. Bye for now.